All right, everybody. This is Coach Jay with MCA, the weekly training. Um, so let's get started. So step 5, guys, is sign the purchase agreement with the seller. I know last week we kind of touched a little bit about that, and one of the things you want to make sure when you get an opportunity to sign an agreement with a seller, you need to do it immediately. In this business, time is everything. Once you get that person to say, you know what, I agree to that number, as soon as you get them to sign, the better, because a person can change their mind at any time. So let's say if you run across a person who is a decision maker and they decide to sign the contract, but because we didn't get it executed immediately, maybe that person's spouse came and talked them out of it, or somebody else came and offered them a higher price, or whatever it is, it can potentially knock you out of a deal. So the sooner you sign, the better. Hope you guys understand that. I gave an illustration of last week where just because I didn't move quick enough, or I didn't execute the contract, I actually lost the deal, or I lost about 10 grand on it. So, and just because I was being lazy. So I learned my lesson. So I don't want you to, go through that. So whenever you work out a deal with a seller, it's important. If they're in your neighborhood, go ahead and swing by there, get them executed immediately, or send DocuSign, get that signed as soon as possible. And then if you want to go by and take a look at it, or whatever you want to do after that point, you definitely able to do it because you got it under contract. And you don't have to worry about another wholesaler or another buyer to come behind you and steal your deal, or out negotiate it because you already have it under contract. So let's get started here. Oh yeah, and I have a lot of people reach out to me today, and they want to go ahead and get everything emailed. So that's where everybody's at today. So everybody will be getting email. So all right, let's get going. Sign the purchase agreement. So what is the purchase agreement? This contract facilitates the transfer of the right to purchase a property from a wholesaler to an end buyer. Having the seller sign a contract gives you equitable interest in the property, which allow you to assign or sell the property. Do your best to make the seller sign the contract as soon as possible before that they accept a better offer. So a purchase agreement is just a contract between you and the seller. That's all it is. And it spells out what your intentions is. If you intend on purchasing it yourself, it will say that in the contract. If you intend on assigning this to an end buyer, you have that in the contract as well. So one thing you want to make sure when you're doing a wholesale deal, they have to have the words and or assign on it. When you sign that contract and you're saying basically that you're going to be the one to purchase it and it don't have and or assign, you cannot assign it to an end buyer. So it has to have that in there. So our contracts that we have already have it in place, but just want to make sure that yours have it on in there. So that way, you have no problem with wholesaling to an end buyer. All right, step 6, file an affidavit memorandum. So last week we kind of talked a little bit about what an affidavit memorandum is. Is when you get a property under contract and you want to make sure nobody steals this deal from you. Whether you're dealing with another wholesaler, let's say you have a property under contract and this property is in the area that you normally, you don't have any buyers in. So you have to find you another wholesaler in that area who can come with a buyer. So one thing about this in business, when it comes to money, things get funny. Let's just be honest with you. So you have to protect yourself in that situation. So you want to file an affidavit memorandum. So when you get a chance, go on YouTube and pull up affidavit memorandum and let it's thousands of tutorials online that kind of show you exactly what to do in that situation or what that actually is in detail. Right. So it's important to know that. So I gave an illustration last week about what happened to me on 2-4 units. I mean, one of my students as well. So we lost out on about 20 grand a piece on that deal. Right. It was a piece because it was 2-4 units. So we, in my mind, I had my 20 grand already spent. I know my student had hers already spent as well. And of course, the seller decides he don't want to sell it for whatever reason. So I end up losing the buyer on this deal. He was mad at me. The title company was mad at me. I'm pretty sure my student was mad at me as well, but it was beyond my control. right? But if I had one of these executed, whenever that person wanted to sell it or got tired of it and wanted to sell it, he'd have to go through me to get that deal done. Now, because he got paid then. So it's important to do an affidavit memorandum. Now, do I do that on every single deal? No, I don't. But when it's in a situation, looks kind of crazy, or I know I got a super deal on it, and I know we probably can find another buyer who can maybe pay them a little bit more for it, whatever the case is, or you got a lot of wholesalers flying around this deal, the quicker you get it locked in and sign an affidavit, the better for you. So you can sleep at night, right? But my thing is, just be careful with that. So when you're doing these affidavit memorandums, make sure you operate with ethics. I've seen people who have put these things on people, on properties or whatever the case is, that don't even have on a contract. Well, I've heard of that people put these on people's property and they don't even have it on a contract. And that person trying to sell their property, they go through all kind of red tape, and it can be very ugly. So my thing is, whatever you're going to do, operate with ethics. Saying just act as though these people that you're talking to are an older relative of yours, or this is you, right? Would you want somebody to do you like that? So, all right, just keep that in mind. So why is it important? This document protects the deal so the seller cannot sell the property to someone else. This will be sworn before a notary signing that you have a signed contract with the seller. So again, it's with a notary republic, right? So the notary republic is issued by the state, stating that that the information that's on this document is accurate, and you file it with the county clerk's office. And when it does, it clouds the title. So nobody can go around and get this deal done. If they do, it's immediate red flag on that property. Now, if you're working with us on this deal, well, I am a notary. I'm a mobile notary. A mobile notary as well, but I'm also an online notary as well. I'm a mobile signing agent as well. So if you're closing deals, you need documentation signed through maybe through a title company or whatever the case is. I can actually do that for you online if you want me to. So just let me know, and we can definitely schedule something so I can get that done. But if not, you can go to your nearest, probably your bank. You can go to a library or something like that. Pull up notaries in your area. You got some people that can come to you and actually get that done. Maybe even file it for you as well. But of course, they're gonna charge you a little bit of money to do that. But it's pretty easy, guys. All right. Step 7: look for a cash buyer, right? So how do you find cash buyers? I always tell people a cash buyer is one of the easiest things to find. And I know in this area, and when you're new to this business, you'd be like, man, how could that be easy? You got people who have, a few $100,000 just laying around. But just because we don't have none, don't mean somebody else don't have it. Right? You have people who have a lot of money and they're tired of it sitting in these banks getting less than 1%. And they want to put their money to work for them so they can have a nest egg to retire on. Right? You have hedge fund buyers that's out there. You got hard money lenders that's out there. You got landlords that's out there that's looking for great deals. So you name it. There are tons of cash buyers out there. So one of the things you can do is go to your county, pull up your county tax assessor's office, a county court office, and look up when the next auction is for your county. So if you're doing deals in your particular county, all you have to do is go and pull up in that area. And when you see when the next auction is, because any person who's taking a bid on any property, they have to be liquid. They can't say, I'm gonna win this bid on this property, then I'm gonna go get a mortgage. They have to be liquid, meaning they got to have cash on hand. So what you do, you pull up your county and see when your next auction is, and you go down there. So all those people that's out there that's standing around looking to put bids on properties, all of those people out there are cash buyers. I remember a couple of years ago here in Dallas, I went downtown when they had an auction, because they have these auctions every year, every month actually. And I went down there and I did a recording of all those people standing out there. All of them was trying to buy properties, HUD properties and things of that nature. So what I did, I went down there, gave them all my business cards, got all their cards. So I have all these tons of buyers just in this Dallas County alone. So you can do that as well, right? Another way you can do that too, you can go to, I always use this kind of hack strategy. You can go to findcompsnow.com. If I'm not mistaken, you put in the zip code that you're looking to find a buyer in. Now, theirs are done by color. Like I think, if I'm not mistaken, the people who got their, when you pull it up, they will put all these properties up in this particular county, on this particular zip code. And the ones that have a red dot by it is the ones who got a loan for their property. The ones that got a green dot by it is the ones that are cash buyers. So you can literally pick up, look at this area to see if cash buyers are buying this area, pick out these particular properties, do a skip trace on these properties, and contact the actual owner. That person is a cash buyer. It's literally just that easy. You can go on Zillow and pull up, and whatever county that you're looking to do some marketing in, and look at, pull up Zillow. I know Zillow has a lot of realtors on it now, but it used to be where you can go on there and pull up and look at the properties. Those properties that are fixed all the way up, that you can tell they just finished fixing it up, and you can look at it and see if it's actually the owner who actually are marketing it now, right? And sometimes maybe using a realtor, sometimes may not. If they're using a realtor, you can call that realtor and say, listen, I know your guy, he's selling his property and he just put it on the market a couple of days ago. It's obvious he's a fixer-upper, or he remodeled these properties. Look, I got another one he may be interested in. Maybe I can give you a flat fee or whatever the case is. We can work something out, and they're your cash buyer. Or you can use props. If I'm not mistaken, I think PropScreen actually have cash buyers on there as well. You can use REI Pro. So if anybody would tell you that it's hard to find a cash buyer, that's not true. Now, if you have a deal and for some reason you cannot find a cash buyer, I would say it's more on your property than it is on a cash buyer, because when you got a super hot deal, people will find you. Cash buyer will find you. And if push come to shove, you can always do a JV on your deal or a joint venture. So you can look up any wholesaler in whatever market and say, look, I got a great deal. I need you to come on board, man. Let's do a 50-50 joint venture on this deal. Bring me your cash buyers. I got the property. Let's get it done. And that person will be happy to work with you, making some money off the deal. And there it is. So are there any questions about cash buyers? Right? There shouldn't be no questions at all about cash buyers. All right. So having a database of buyers is vital. Now, list their name. So it basically talks about here, you want to have cash buyers, right? Let's say if you're working in a particular area. If you want to pull up maybe 5-10 buyers in that particular area, that's great. Do you have to have 1,000 buyers? No, you don't have to have that, right? Because a lot of those people will be tire kickers. You want people who are actually buying properties now. And what you need to do is build a relationship with them. Go to these REI club meetings that they have online or in person, since it's kind of opening up now, right? And talk to them. Say, listen, I see that you're a cash buyer in this area and you're looking for properties. What are your buying criteria? What are you looking for? 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. What's your buying price? Where are you trying to stay at? I'm looking for $200,000 properties. Less 7%, less repairs. I'll buy them all day. Okay, excellent. Send me a POF letter so I can know that you are actually a buyer and not just a tire kicker. The ones that send you that POF letter, you know that they're serious. So now when you're marketing and you're talking to different realtors and you see a property that may fit your buyer, and the first thing that realtor is going to say to you, hey, man, send me a POF letter. You can let her know. Say, I got a buyer already lined up, ready to go. Matter of fact, here's his POF letter right here. Let me get that deal. Let's make this deal happen. Now that realtor is more willing to work with you now, because you actually have a buyer lined up and this POF letter is staring her in the face. You got a question for me, Miss Elaine?
Yes.
Okay.
You asked the buyer for the proof of funds letter before you even have a specific deal, like it's just a general proof of funds letter?
Yeah, if you see, my thing is, you have a lot of people out here who claim that they're actual cash buyers. So if I'm calling a person up and I'm trying to get their buying criteria, yes, I asked them for a POF letter. I need proof that you're actually a buyer, unless I know. If I'm calling him based off of Zillow and I see that he has a property right now that he's trying to sell, that he fixed up, I don't need nothing because I see that he's already doing it. But if I'm calling them off a list, right? Say I got a list of cash buyers in this area and I'm talking to this person, I need him to prove to me that, that he's a cash buyer. So I won't be spending my time trying to find him a deal when he's not even a cash buyer.
I see.
Now,
Thank you.
everybody won't give you that, right? Majority of them probably don't want to give you that. But the ones that will, you got a solid relationship with that person. You need to continue to cultivate that.
Okay, thank you.
So great question. Great question. All right, so you're looking for a person that's serious, that's motivated, that's willing to pull the trigger immediately. So, my thing is, okay, so this is what you want, Mr. Cash Buyer. So you telling me if I'm able to get this to you very quickly, or I got one lined up, you ready to pull the trigger now? Yes, I'm ready to pull the trigger now. So now I go working for that person. All my marketing, I'm directing towards whatever that person said he wants. And I'm going to find that person the deal. So that's how you do it. Some markets, I would say get the cash buy before you get the property, but property sells itself. All right. Okay, what did I just do? All right, let's go to the next one here. All right, so work with us. So here is a couple of questions that you want to ask the buyer, right? The potential buyer, right? Preferred areas you want to live in. If this is first or second property, how soon are you ready to move? Things of that nature, right? Just kind of ask them a few questions and don't forget to ask for the POF letter. All right. So if they're, some of the things you don't need to ask, like talk about his credit, because not 9 times out of 10 is going to be a cash buyer, right? But just kind of, fill them out, talk, hey man, probably you buy a year, just kind of fill them out. If I find your duplex or triplex, are you interested in that? So you're trying to build a rapport with that actual buyer. All right. So now you want to sign a purchase agreement with the actual buyer. Now, as we talked about, man, if you want to make more than 10 grand, do a double closing. All right, it's very important. When that seller sees that you're making all this money on their particular property, sometimes it can cause red flags. So you want to do a double closing in that situation to work. So now the seller don't see how much you're getting paid. They're only able to see what they're supposed to be signing. So if you have a smaller profit, under 10 grand, you should be okay. But I've seen that to where making about 20 grand on it, and yay, what is 20 grand going? And now we spend another 30 minutes at the closing table because this man want to know where his money is going. Not what we agreed to. He want to know what this extra money is going to because he feels as though it should be going to his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And so it happens, guys. So you have to really kind of watch that. Now, number 9, very important. Number 9 is very important. So, you want to deliver to the title company. So before finding a deal, contact your local title company and find out if they do assignment agreements and double closing. That's important. Now, working with us, we the one that actually give them a call and we ask them 1,000 questions. Listen, not all title companies do assignment agreements. I've had especially in Michigan, they do it in Michigan, but in this one place called Flint, and I think it was Saginaw. I had Bay City, Michigan. I had a major issue, right? So, and I couldn't find a title company. I had to find a title company in another about 3 or 4 or 5 counties down and found one, and they was able to get it done through a rolling close. So we was able to get it done. But I had one deal that was out of Michigan too, where they called me like 2 or 3 days before it was supposed to close and fund and say, hey man, we don't do these deals, man. After me talking to them and they said they did it and all that stuff, and it really kind of blew up. And I wasn't able to get this deal done. So what you want to do, if you're not working with us, you want to just give, if you're in a certain market and you got a great deal, the first thing you want to do is say, listen, do you guys work with investors, wholesalers? How often do you guys work with wholesalers? Can I speak to a closing agent if you can, an escrow officer, or whatever you can do? And you want to ask them 1,000 questions like, so how quickly can you guys close the deal? Whatever you can think about asking. So what I would say, go onto YouTube and pull up what to say to a closing agent on a wholesale deal or something like that. Or what I can do, I can forward that over to you on a couple of videos that I've seen that I think will be very beneficial for you. So you can have this information. Let me close the door. I can hear a lot of noise in my in the back here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so it's important to build that up. So now what we're working with right now too, that we just brought them on about a month ago now. So we have a title company that pretty much does deals in like 46 or 47 states or something like that now. So it's one particular title company that we work with, and they do mobile rolling closing, mobile closing, things of that nature. And so a lot of those hiccups is no longer a hiccup anymore, right? So definitely we'll point you to the direction of that title company, so you can see exactly how they work. Any questions out of that? No?
No, thank you.
Okay, excellent. All right. Closing transaction, get paid. Congratulations, go ahead and celebrate, then repeat. So we just kind of went through all of the steps of a deal. I think we started this time around 6. So we did 1 through 5 the other day. So it's literally a process, all from beginning to end on how to do that. So the number one thing now is what to do now, right? We got the kind of the process. How do we get started? So let's kind of go over a couple of things here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me 1 second here. And I know, Mr. Land, I know we kind of talked about this the other day, and I'm gonna put you on the spot, but it's gonna be okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, so this is not letting me share. Let me see. Okay, so it's not letting me share. So the other day last week we talked about some of the steps that we need to take. Was you able to get started?
I've been joining a lot of wholesaling Facebook groups.
Okay.
The past few days.
Okay.
Besides that, nothing else yet.
Okay. Have you got a chance to talk to anybody yet, or just kind of add yourself to the groups?
I added myself. I've been looking to see which people are the most active. I've been seeing that some of them say they're cash buyers, and I look for them specifically, all their comments, to see if they really would be a cash buyer or not.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. So if you just, like I said, if you look for the cash buyers, you can just go through a couple other sites and actually get those really, really easy. You can reach out to some realtors as well, because a lot of realtors know cash buyers, right? So, and a lot of times they'll be happy to they probably don't want to give you their cash buyer information, but if you let them know, say, look, I got a great deal, I think your cash buyer may be interested in, they'll be happy to take that deal to their cash investor, because it serves a couple of purposes, right? So not only that, they would like to reciprocate and bring their cash buyer a deal. You know what I'm saying? So now when they cash buyer get ready to buy something down the line, you're gonna think about her or him, the realtor, and it's like they're giving them a deal, and he's giving them back a deal. So it's like a win-win. So if you want to talk to a realtor in that area, say, listen, I'm looking for a couple of cash buyers who buy these type of properties because I have a smoking hot deal for them. Or I'm looking for a couple of deals that maybe fit their buying criteria. You know anybody who's a cash buyer that can close quickly? And they shouldn't have no problem with, getting you next to somebody who can actually close a deal. All right, so we have another person on the call. Who we have there? I think they're just on the phone. I see a hand raised though. Can you hear me well? Or can you see my screen? We'll kind of go over this one more time here. So here's a 30-day real estate wholesaling challenge. So now, but keep in mind, so I know we only went through this part here. The next week we're going to go over like subject two. Next week, the following week we're going to go over some other stuff that's in detail on how to structure deals and everything. But this is just like the surface of stuff that we kind of going over now. So just continue to come every Tuesday. I'm gonna drop some dimes for you guys. So now here's what they call the 30-day. We call the 30-day uh, challenge, right? This is some of the things you should do to get your phone to ring. Oh, hold on, hold on. Oh, okay, okay. I see. What's up, Mr. Lee? Okay, let me see. I had to call in on the phone. I couldn't unmute. Okay, all right, cool. Long as you can see it, brother. Long as you can see, we good to go. All right. So here's the 30-day real estate wholesaling challenge, right? Real estate and business, consulting. That's basically what we do. So if you have a person, somebody you want to bring on, that's over your guys' acquisitions, you got a assistant or something that's trying to come on, you want to teach them how to do different things or whatever. You need somebody to help you guys with that. Definitely reach out to me. I can help you guys with that. All right, so let's go here. So one of the things we need to do here, we're gonna get you guys a deal in the first 30 days. And this is a few things you should do, right? So 50 Zillow rental cold calls a day. Take the time out, make some calls, guys. Make some calls. If a person told you they'll give you $1,000 if you make 50 calls 7 days, who would not do it on this call? So I'm telling you guys, if you do these different techniques we're gonna go over here, you should be able to have your deal by in 30 days. Make these calls. So you want to go to the rental side, right? So there's a lot of real estate agents that's on these Zillow ads now, but go to the rental side of Zillow because you have the for sale side and you have the rental side. Go to the rental side, and those people are on there. Some of them are realtors, sometimes they're not, but sometimes they're owners, right? And they're trying to rent their property out. Now, a lot of times they rent their property out because they can't sell it. So what we do, we call those people, and you can see the property, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, and the actual owner's phone number where you can give that person a call. And it goes like this. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Landlord? This is Jay, man. I see you have a property on 123 Main Street. I see you got it for rent, like a nice property. I was wondering, are you interested in selling it? Well, yeah, man, that's the reason why I'm renting it, man. I don't live in Dallas no more, man. I'd rather sell it, but I couldn't find nobody to buy it. What would you give me for it? Well, I tell you what, let me get I got the free address right here. Let's talk about it. What you want for it, man? If I was offer you all cash for it, then you kind of go into your spiel. And so, are you interested in maybe own a finance on this property, or lease option, or rent to own, land contract, or whatever the case is? Just kind of fill them out. So if you're part of our group, you already have the phone script that we sent out to you and everything, and you just ask a few questions. And what you do now, you fill out that form that we sent you called the deal submission sheet, and you email it to my assistant. My assistant will pull the comps for you, put together multiple offers for you, and get that back out to you. And all you have to do is forward it right over to that person. So one of the main things you want to do is make sure you get their phone number and their email address, so you can send them an offer and ask them when the best time to give them a call. Right. So if they get off at 5 o'clock, you don't want to call them at 5 o'clock. You want to probably give them a call at 5:05. When as soon as they get in their car, right, you're giving them a call. So that little ride home, it's just you and that person, right? So that's the way you want to do it. So, all right, let's go to the next one here. Now, I like this. This is kind of my personal favorite, to be honest with you. It's the postcards. It takes a little time, but let me show you why. I don't send postcards. What I normally do, I send letters, right? So I go to the 99-cent store and get all those bright papers they have. They may have bright yellow or bright burnt orange or whatever the case is, right? And I go in and I do like a handwritten letter. Hey, my name is Jay. I'm a local investor. My wife and I are looking to buy one more property in this area. I'm interested in your property. If we're in the area on this property, we may take a picture of the property, print it out, and maybe in black and white or in color. We may even put the comps in that area, right? So if the house needs a lot of work done to it, the landlord may not even know that it needs that amount of work. So I'm gonna take some pictures and of course I'm gonna take some pictures of the bad side, right? Not the property when it's looking beautiful, right? Look at the bad stuff that's wrong with it. Blinds tore up and mailbox messed up or whatever, stuff like that. We even may, before we even talk to a client, we may even put together offers for that person or a contract on it for that property. So we may just send a contract where we say we want your property, whatever the case is. Let us know, what numbers works for you, whatever the case is. Put the contract in there as well, and send that out to them. So what happens is when that person get that mail, and it's a white envelope, but in the inside it's a bright yellow paper, it kind of stands out. So he's definitely going to open up this one probably first, and he's going to see a picture of his house, his or her house, in a bad angle, right? And that person may be an absentee owner, so which he don't even see the property. He maybe have a management company that's in place that's not taking care of this property. Not only that, here's a contract for your property. And my paper, my letter says, if you're interested in selling, here, give me a call as soon as possible. My personal name, my email address, and the best time to give me a call. So when I see, I send that out to him. So, and if that person is serious, first thing, even if other people are sending him postcards and things of that nature, he most likely to open up mine because I went the extra mile. Not only I got a letter in that bad boy, but I also have a contract in there too. So I'm going at just that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? And comps of his property. And not even just that, but a picture of his property in a bad situation. He's more likely to give me a call than to give somebody else a call who spent 25 cents or 35 cents on the postcard. Right? That you have to think outside the box, guys. That's a jewel, right? Another thing we do is add yourself to 5 wholesaling Facebook groups. Now, listen, you want to add yourself to these groups, but at the same time, go ahead and post some questions. Hey guys, I'm new to wholesaling. Just get out there to see. Let's get some people talking. See what's going on. Hey man, I'm new to wholesaling, man. What are you guys doing that's working for you? How can I help you? Anybody in my city that's in this group, I'm from North Carolina. Anybody in my city? What zip code did that you're in? Let's go meet up. Let's go to the coffee shop. Let's chop it up a little bit and pick their brain. You need to get around people who are shaking and moving. And when you see the people who are doing the most, you want to DM and let them know. Say, listen, I got cash buyers in all 50 states, man. So you run across stuff outside of North Carolina, I got you. Even in North Carolina, let's make this happen. How can we work together and make some money? Right? Put yourself out there, guys. You got to do it. You want to post I buy houses on social media, I would say 21 times a week on each account, 3 times a day. Now, there's an app called Pinterest where you can add all your social media accounts on this one particular app. And so when you post, it goes to all of them. So literally you can post it one time, it goes to Facebook, Twitter, all these different accounts, right? And you want to let people know that this is what you do. I buy houses. So if you guys know anybody who's selling a property, and if you send it to me, if I buy it, I'm gonna send you guys a referral fee. And you hit them in the head with it. They need to know that you buy houses, that you are in real estate, and nobody else should be selling or buying real estate without adding you to the group, right? Let people know where you at and what you're doing. A quick way to, easy way to get a deal too, don't really cost you any money, is driving for dollars. One thing you can do, let's say you drive one particular route every day going to and from work, right? Why not take a different route? Maybe make that quick right at the stop sign instead of making that or going straight. Go out, maybe, look up and down the street that you normally wouldn't go to and write down the address of the properties that you think are empty. Or on a Saturday morning, instead of sitting at home, getting that extra 2 hours of sleep, get out in the morning before, right when the sun coming up, and do some driving for dollars. Go on YouTube and pull up how to drive for dollars for real estate. What are the techniques? What I need to take with me? There's tons of videos on there, and you want to apply it. You want to go get this information. You want to get these addresses and everything that you need. And when you're ready to put some offers in it, or you need us to do stuff for you, just send it over to us. Let us do the dirty work for you. Right? So do that at least twice a week. So my thing is, don't pay for no leads right now. Do the free stuff first. All right, contact 5 pre-foreclosures a week. So how do you get foreclosures, right? You can go right on your county tax assessor's office and pull up pre-foreclosure. If you're in Dallas County, it's absolutely free. They let you know 3 months in advance when a property's up for foreclosure, right? Now, if it's in my area, I go knock at the door. I have a car. My car, I have magnet signs that I put on my car. I buy houses, things of that nature, right? Which I can take off, put in my trunk. But if it's a foreclosure in my neighborhood, I go knock at the door. How you doing, man? I'm looking for such and such, such and such. Are you the owner? No, man. I'm renting it from him. I'm saying, listen, man. I don't know if you knew or not, but this property is up for foreclosure. Did you know that? No, I just paid this man rent. I didn't know that. I was like, you know what? That's one of the reasons why I'm out here to, kind of let you know that. I tell you what, man. When I'm an investor, give me your owner's phone number. Let me give him a call because if he want to sell it, I can buy it and potentially keep you here as a tenant. How that sound? Yeah, that sounds good, man. Well, let me get his number from you. And to immediately what I do, I call the owner up and say, man, you're tenant over there off of such and such street, man. And he gave me your information, and I'm reaching out to you to see if you want to sell this property. There it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, what would you give me for? He don't know that we know it's up for foreclosure. So now I see his hand and he don't see my hand. I could do my strong negotiation just doing that alone. Right? So it's important to do that. Pre-foreclosures, guys. Pull up a list. If you go on REI Pro, you guys need access to that. So, of course, we have the software. We get you in there pretty inexpensive. Go to PropStream, pull up pre-foreclosures, and contact some of these people. These people are in trouble. Their houses are for pre-foreclosure. They're looking for somebody like you. You got to get in front of them and tell them what you do and solve their issue. We are problem solvers, guys. Think about it. Let's say you have a house. You and your spouse have a house. Your spouse lost her job 6 months ago due to COVID, right? Because they passed that law that any company that has over 100 employees and you don't want to take the vaccine, you can't work here no more. So she's been out for 6 months now. Now I done got sick and I done got behind a couple of months. And I'm kind of tired. We can't afford to be here no more. We so far behind. And I got family that lives in California that I would like to go live with my family in California. But I don't have the money to get there. My car is kind of old. It need work done to it. And let's say I come knock at your door and I tell you, I'm here to solve your problems. How about I give you $5,000 walking money and let me take over the payment? We can do a subject to, and you can go on with your life. We can do a 2-year balloon where I have to make sure that I sell this property within 2 years, and sell it within 2 years, whatever the case is, and you can go and live your life. And if I don't, any improvement I've done to your property, you get to come back and take your property from me. And here's $5,000 walking money. Come on, man. They were sinking in quicksand, and you came and put down a rope down and dragged them out of it. It's people that's losing their house every single day. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? So it's just that real. It's just that real. Pull up foreclosures, on YouTube and see exactly what that is and how to tailor what you do to fit what they need you to do for them. Right. All right. Text 25 people you know personally and let them know that you buy houses cash. Ask them ask them if they know anyone that needs to sell or give incentive that you will give them $500 to $1,000 per property that's sold. Now, everybody on this call right now knows 500 people probably that's in their phone right now. We said text 25. Text 25 people of your closest friends. Let them know if you hear about anybody selling a property or want to buy a property, give them my number. Let's see if we can help them. That's easy, guys. That's literally a few seconds of adding people and sending out some texts right now. Call 5 realtors and ask them for their expired listings. Listen, if you pull up top real estate agents in whatever market that you're looking to market in, and you pull them up on Google, and you're going to see a picture of the realtor probably, their phone, a cell phone number, their office number, their extension, probably their fax number, their office information, the whole nine. You can literally just give them a call. Hey, Mr. Realtor. Hey, Miss Realtor. Hey, I see that you're a high octane realtor in the Dallas County. I was wondering, what do you do with your expired listings? So first of all, what is expired listing? It's when a real estate agent has a property under contract, but because of whatever the reason, they cannot sell it. A lot of real estate agents, what they do, they just put it on the MLS, and if they can't sell it, they can't sell it. They're not really doing no extra work. And a lot of them actually have full-time jobs too, and they're doing real estate agent as part-time. So they don't really have the time, a lot of them, right? So you reach out to them. They may say, I got about 2 or 3 on my desk right now. I tell you what, send them over to me. And if I'm able to close, because I do this thing called creative financing, where we're able to pay sometimes more than the property actually worth if that person is willing to take terms. Meaning a little bit of money down and a little bit of money every single month for an extended period of time. If that person decides to work with us and we buy this property, I'll give you $1,000. Guess what? Once you close one of these deals that was once dead to that realtor, and you bring it back to life, because remember, they work on commission. If they don't sell anything, they don't eat. And you bring one of these deals back to life and put $1,000 in the realtor's pocket, guess what? Every expired listing that person comes across, they'll contact you. Not only them, they're going to, at that Monday meeting, they're going to tell everybody in the office, hey, Jay did a deal with me on expired listing and sent me $1,000, girl. What's his name? Let me get his number. Come Monday morning, they calling you. Hey, I got to start expired listing. And not only them, because realtors know each other. They go to open houses and things of that nature. So you may corner the market in your area just doing expired listings. But you can do that in all 50 states, standing at your dining room table or on your phone for lunch and make calls in different markets. You definitely can do it, guys. But understand this too. I know that can feel kind of daunting, right? But just on the other side of fear is success. You got to be willing to go the furthest that most people are willing to go. And what's the worst that can happen is they hang the phone up. That's it. Guess what? You hang the phone up, and guess what? You call another person. They say no, you hang the phone up, you call another person. Play a game. I'm gonna get 10 no's before I get a yes. When that 10 come around, maybe you say, okay, in my next 10, I'm definitely gonna get a call. That 10 come around, you might say, well, in the next 10, I'm definitely gonna get a call. I'm gonna get a yes. You know what I'm saying? Until you get a yes. Let me tell you this real quick. If you look at the go to the next corner of where you live at, and you stand out there, and every car passed by, you ask them for $5. Eventually, somebody's going to give you $5. It's a numbers game. They may not want to. They may just get tired of you being out there asking for $5 and finally give you $5. Same thing in this business. If you be persistent, you get what you're worth. If you put in minimum amount of time and effort, you're going to get that. See, most people do just enough to fail. Are you willing to go the extra mile? We'll see. We'll see. All right. Contact your fellow wholesaler and ask them if they have any properties they are trying to sell. Let them know you have buyers in all 50 states, and if they are willing to have, to do JV with you, let's get it done, basically. All right. You go on social media, if you're a part of some of these groups, you're going to see people posting, I got a property for sale. It just happens every single day. You DM them. Let me get your number, man. Let's talk. What's a good time for me to give you a call? Get me on the phone. Let me talk for you. Let's get on the call with them on a 3-way call. Let's talk for you, at least for your first couple of deals, till you can understand exactly what I'm saying. All right, let's do it. I'm here for you. All right, reach out to a bird dog on Facebook and let them know you will split assignment fee with them 50-50. All right, so now this is a huge deal. So what is a bird dog, a real estate bird dog? It's a person who sources deals to investors. For when a deal closes, they may make 500 to 1,000. They don't do any leg work. They do leg work about finding the properties, but they don't do anything on the back end, talking to a seller, anything like that. They just, hey, I got a good deal over here. I got a property over here. Here's the address, and then the investor take it from there. If they close the deal, they give them 500 to 1,000. See, what we do, we add ourselves to a bird dog group, and they're in all 50 states. and we see who's the most active. We DM them and say, hey, listen, I see your bird dog, and how much you making on your deals, man? 500 to 1,000. How about if I bring you on as a partner? So every deal that you come across, we put you on the contract as well. So if I make 10 grand, you make 5, I make 5. So guess what? Going forward, why would you send it to somebody else and possibly make 500 to 1,000 when you can make half of what the purse is? So once you close one of these deals, he's not gonna send that deal to nobody else. It's all coming to you. And guess what? All his rest of his bird dog friends, he's gonna tell them about you. Right? Same thing with, I was telling Missy Lane last week that we have a strategy where we work with other mailmen. So who knows your neighborhood better than you? The mailman. He's all up and down the street every single day. Rain, sleet, or snow, he's out there passing out mail. He knows when a person got threw out. He knows when the house is not being taken care of. He knows when a person that just whatever. He knows it, right? A lot of these people, he know them by their name because he see them every single day. Guess what? If next time you see that guy, you just, hey, man, on a hot day, here's a big thing of water, man. I know you must be tired. Listen, man, I'm an investor. And I know you're in all these nooks and crannies in this neighborhood. When you run across a property that may be empty, need some work done to it, give me a call, man. If I buy it, I'll split the sum with you 50-50. If I make 10 grand on a deal, you make 5, I make 5. Guess what? Once you close one of them deals, every deal that he sees, he's gonna blow your phone up. You won't have to call him, he'll be calling you. Right? And not only him, he or she knows other people, other mailmen in that area. So he gonna tell them about it as well. So let's say, and then also that whole mail company probably will be your bird dog because they all talk to each other. So imagine you sitting at home and all day long, somebody that's a mailman from different zip codes are sending you properties every single day, all day. You literally don't have to do nothing else but sit back and wait on these properties to come in. And now you got to negotiate the deal and get these deals done. You can do it, guys. This is just a few ways to get your phone to ringing without you spending any money. And next week, we're going to go in a little bit deeper, guys. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to be good to start. You just have to start to be good. All right. Any questions? Any questions for me? All right. So, hey, man, I appreciate you guys coming on. And so next week we going in, man. So you guys got to be ready. All right. All right. So, Miss Lane, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot you a text here too. I'm going to shoot you a text here as soon as we get off as well. So, all right. Hey, man, I hope you guys are having a great day. And let's get going, man. So next week, Missy Lane, I'm going to ask you some questions. I hope you say I did everything you said, everything you said to do. So, all right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. You guys have a great rest of your night. All right.
You
Bye.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.